Find more questions and study at your own pace on our website. The link will be in the description. Let's get started. Question 1. Which of the following documents would be most useful in detecting a weakness in segregation of duties? Option A, data flow diagram. Option B, systems flowchart. Option C, entity relationship diagram. Option D, process flowchart. The answer is option B. A systems flowchart would be most useful in detecting a weakness in segregation of duties because it provides a visual representation of how data flows within a system and how different processes interact. This aids in identifying points where responsibilities are not properly divided among different individuals, which is crucial for maintaining internal controls and preventing fraud or errors. Question 2. When protecting the confidentiality of information assets, the most effective control practice is the Option A, awareness training of personnel on regulatory requirements. Option B, enforcement of a need-to-know access control philosophy. Option C, utilization of a dual-factor authentication mechanism. Option D, configuration of read-only access to all users. The answer is option B. The most effective control practice for protecting the confidentiality of information assets is enforcing a need-to-know access control philosophy. This approach ensures that individuals are granted access only to the information necessary for their job functions, thereby significantly reducing the risk of unauthorized access or disclosure. Question 3. When evaluating the management practices at a third-party organization providing outsourced services, the IS auditor considers relying on an independent auditor's report. The IS auditor would first. Option A, review the objectives of the audit. Option B, examine the independent auditor's work papers. Option C, discuss the report with the independent auditor. Option D, determine if recommendations have been implemented. The answer is option A. When an IS auditor is planning to rely on an independent auditor's report, the first step is to review the objectives of the audit. This is crucial because understanding the scope, purpose, and objectives of the independent audit will determine if the report is relevant and sufficient for the IS auditor's purposes. Only after verifying that the objectives align might the auditor look into other aspects such as examining work papers or discussing the report. Question 4. Which of the following system conversion strategies provides the greatest redundancy? Option A, direct cutover. Option B, parallel run. Option C, phased approach. Option D, pilot study. The answer is option B. Among the system conversion strategies, the parallel run provides the greatest redundancy. This method involves running the old system and the new system simultaneously for a certain period. This allows for a comparison of outputs and ensures that any issues in the new system do not disrupt operations, as the old system can still serve as a backup. Question 5. A Chief Information Officer has asked an IS auditor to implement several security controls for an organization's IT processes and systems. The auditor should: Option A, refuse due to independence issues. Option B, communicate the conflict of interest to audit management. Option C, perform the assignment and future audits with the due professional care. Option D, obtain approval from executive management for the implementation. The answer is option A. An IS auditor is required to maintain independence and objectivity. Implementing security controls would compromise this independence and could create a conflict of interest, as the auditor would be auditing their own work in the future. Therefore, the appropriate course of action would be to refuse the request due to independence issues. That's all for today's video. Don't forget to check out our website where you can find more questions for this exam. The link will be in the description. Thank you for watching and good luck on your exams.